So anyways, we got this triple net gas station here in Maryland. I like the corner property. It's
Yeah, it's a hot area. It's a main street. A lot of traffic there, a lot of businesses there.
yeah, I like it.
I
Okay.
used to live not far from there, so I know the area.
I mean, BP paying that much money a month is nice.
Yeah,
Uh,
triple net.
yeah, so even if we just said it was 12 triple net instead of 13, say it's 12.
That's what I
12
said.
triple net. Do we know how long the lease is for or no?
It's she doesn't know how many years it have left, but they've been there since '06 supposedly, and it's a 10-year lease and with the option to extend every 10 years. She didn't go over, she doesn't know, she forgot how much the yearly increases as well. I told her, can you provide me the lease? On the original conversation when I'm cold calling, she was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but then she's on my to follow up list today. But I offered the thing in the chat just now.
Yep.
Offer
So
and yeah.
So the way I'm looking at this is if they leased it in 2006 and they're doing 10-year leases, that means 2026 the lease will be up and might go vacant.
Estimated, yeah. But they
Uh,
she also said that she just renewed the lease, which doesn't really add up. That's why I asked her for like the lease.
She just renewed it. Okay, well that's a positive thing. So they probably just signed a new 10-year. Possibly maybe a five. But they signed a decent term lease. At 12, we can probably offer comfortably something around 145 with almost no matter what. A 10 cap here is probably fine.
Okay.
Um,
So I
you
guess you want me to start at the 1.25 or should I just go up?
I mean, did
Right off
you
the
did
bat?
you submit the offer yet or no?
I have it signed. I'm trying to get a hold of her so I can go over it like you said yesterday. And
Yeah, yeah,
discuss
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
That's usually my next step. If they don't answer me after like a week, I
No,
just,
that's
hey,
fine.
it LOI in your inbox. Go read
Yeah,
it. Get
so
back to me.
I understand that. So the starter offer is 125 that you have right now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. On the verbal conversation, you could probably push her to, just be like, okay, well, if 125 doesn't get it done, which I can understand, I said the same thing to my client. I feel like it was very aggressive. What number gets it done, and try to get a counter from her.
Yeah.
But a 1.4, 1.45, 1.5, maybe even 1.6 number is still not bad. Especially if she can show that it's actually closer to like 12.5 or 13, you could probably get as high as you can probably pay as much as, yeah, 1.7 ish. I would obviously still make sure you have a compensation, like a commission on that. But even at 1.7, if she's paying 13 a month, or if the tenant's paying 13 a month, then you're still probably going to be at a good place. Um, that puts you at a really decent cap rate. I mean, look, if you were to plug it into like a spreadsheet real quick, just to give you some reference, which we can do. So give me 1 minute. All right, let's say we can just leave the 2 million. We can leave that. We can leave. Let's just do 20, and yeah, 7.5. Okay, go to income. All right. In this case, we only have one tenant, so we're gonna just clean this all up. Tenant one, let's just say it's 2,000. Doesn't really matter. Um, Base rent. I'm gonna make some number, and so we can get to a number that they're paying. So let's say 70, 72. Oh wow, look at that. Perfect. 12,000 a month. Plus the reimbursement number. So we're gonna cover all that in just a second. Let's say they do 3%. Let's say they do 1% increases a year because we have absolutely no idea. And then let's clean this all up because it's all triple net. We're still gonna have a management fee. We're still gonna have vacancy rate, which you can see on the sheet over here of 5%. And let's just say that they pay, let's do 60,000. Yeah, that's way too much. Let's do 40,000. We even do 36. Because then what we'll do here is we'll do income reimbursements of $3,000 a month, which covers all those expenses. Cool. All right, now let's go to summary. So what this is showing here is that the implied value of 5 years from now, right, at a 7.5 cap is only a $1.7 million number. Okay. So if you paid 2 million today, you would be losing money. So this kind of gives you an understanding of like, oh, okay, got it. I need to be at a range of, let's say, 1.5. Now, again, I only have this as paying 12 grand a month triple net. But even at 12 grand a month triple net, like, look, this is an 8.5 cap purchase day one. Your equity multiple absolutely sucks. Your stabilized yield sucks. And, but that's if you're only going to sell it for a 7.5 cap in this market. If you think that you can get in this market a 6.5 cap, it starts doing a little bit better, right? I just don't know if you can. I mean, your number of 125 is actually,
That would be phenomenal.
well, it would be good. You can even see here that, oh, okay, I think this is actually screwing that all up. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I think that this right now, and actually we can probably get, let's say 75% leverage. Yeah, it's probably about right. Closing costs are definitely not going to be this high. This is also wide skewed. 1 second. Let's do 25,000 here, and let's do like 50,000 here. There you go. Okay, much better. This is basically where we're going to be. Now, obviously, the deal makes a lot of sense at 125, but you can probably pay as high as 1.5. Even at 1.5, it's not horrible. I mean, your stabilized yield is a little bit low. I try to be north of 10. Your cash and cash is not even 7% on year on your money, but it's not terrible. You could probably get a major tax write-off. So, because you can do a cost seg on these types of properties and get a massive write-off. Anyways, the overall 1.5 seemingly might even be too much. And that's with a 6.5 cap resale. I mean, if you're at a 7, it's worse. That's an 8.5 cap purchase at 1.5.
So let me get this cleared a little bit. So the way I structured my offer is I was gonna assign it, right? So I know you like to do it with exclusive right. So with the exclusive right, you're basically the 1.5 is how much the buyer is paying, and then the seller will net the 1.5 minus the 6%, correct?
So yeah, I mean, I would be offering her right now 1.25 with a 6% commission. That's what I would be offering her right now. The letter of intent I would write up and I would submit and or I would talk about is exactly that. 1.25 with 6 points on it. And then
Okay.
whatever she counters back at, you can be like, okay, well then, you can come up in price up to like 1.45 with 6% on it.
And then the buyer would pay the 1.45, right?
Correct. Yeah. Like I don't
Yeah.
I don't know how much higher a buyer is really going to pay. I mean, maybe you get some really, it's a triple net deal. It's not a gas station deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not you can't look at it the same way. It's a triple net deal, and obviously BP is a wonderful tenant. It's a nice Fortune 500 tenant. We like that, but so you might be able to sell it at a day one, maybe a 6.5 cap rate. You might be actually literally able to sell it at a 6.5 day one. You might. I mean, I would like to be conservative, and you might, and if she counters and says, look, I'll do a deal right now for 1.9, maybe 1.8 or something like that, you might not be, it still might not be a horrible deal, and you could maybe you still get get a commission. If she takes 1.25 or 1.4, you might want to try to wholesale it, if you're going to be able to sell it for 1.9.
Yeah.
But if you're only going to get a buyer for 1.9 and she's stuck at 1.9, like you're going to be, try to squeak out a commission.
Yeah, when I did the comps based on the cap rate as well as the double checking the numbers with CREsync, I was getting like 1.3. It's like where the average retail value for that is, even though it was like 144K
Yeah,
a year.
I mean, like, look, these are definitely not trading at 10 caps. I'm going to be honest with you. So, like, if CREsync is telling you this is going to trade at a 10 plus cap rate, it's
Yeah.
wrong. This is going to trade at probably an 8-ish range, like
Right.
7 to 8 range, more likely than not.
8 is the average here that I'm seeing with like
I
the
believe, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, but I'm saying BP is a class A tenant. You got to find somebody who's okay with a triple net gas station.
What are the risks of a buyer when they're buying like a gas station? Like, because I know you have.
Environmental issues are crazy unless the tenant is taking 100% responsibility for all of that, and it's still not like a perfect fix because technically they could just settle in court and then for like 500 grand, and you're going to be kind of holding the bag.
Gotcha. Wouldn't they just try to lease it to another gas station because location?
Yeah, but you have to get somebody who wants to do that. I mean, like, I'm not
Oh yeah.
saying there's risk all around. I'm not saying, look, even if it was a Burger King with a 10-year lease on it or a Taco Bell with a 10-year lease, I'm not saying it's just there's not zero risk. It's lower risk. I'd rather have a Taco Bell there, right? I'd rather have a Chick-fil-A there. I mean, anyways, I would definitely just try to get a counter from her, see where she was going to come back at, and then based on her counter, then you can make some appropriate decisions.
Okay. Yeah, that's the plan currently. I'm just
Yeah,
waiting
just
on the call.
text in the WhatsApp when she responds.
Okay, we'll do.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Henry.